Good morning, my friends. It's about 20 minutes to 1 Pacific time. And I have a good old date with a certain company that, who said we weren't going to be paying anymore, but we're still going through it. And that's kind of funny, too, because one of the things that I found kind of interesting about this whole thing is that all of a sudden, we're coming out with this thing called the Gold Card. Costs $5 million, $5 million. But for that $5 million, you can become legal. Then within that little story, well, they'll come and they'll spend their money and make America great, and they'll pay taxes. Pay taxes. I thought you told us that you were going to get rid of income tax. You were going to get rid of overtime tax. Well, so far, that hasn't happened. So, pretty interesting. Now, what I'm really going to get into is something that happened yesterday, and I'm for sure, because it's in the news, it's just not in our news. So, again, Greg, New York Prepper, he's like probably the only guy I really watch almost every single time a video comes up. I'll even hang in the chat for a while. I will. I'll stay there and just hang out and listen to what's going on. And this morning again, all kinds of radio alerts, and none of that's illegal. It's on the airwaves. If it's on VHF and you can pick it up, it's not illegal. It only would be illegal if you had a military radio somehow and got a hold of it and were able to tap into those. Well, that's not legal. But anyway, crazy. I sat there all day long, told somebody that I know about it, and they're all, well, it's not on our news. See? They did. I think AP talked about it, but it was really small. But what happened, if you listen to it, was not that little. Well, again, they don't put stuff on TV because they don't want to flip people out. So they don't say. Again, this morning, there's been some movement. I think we all know where that's going to go, but we're just going to have to sit back and watch how that happens. Anyway, a little bit more personally about myself. I can even see here, because this is partly getting old, but it's also that I'm getting heavy. I probably weigh 40 pounds more than I should. Okay. When I started working at the company I worked at, I started getting health issues because I'm getting old. That's just happening. I'm aging. But I was able to keep up with younger people forever. It was only a couple of years ago I could pop down and give you 50 push-ups and at 65, and it was simple. Well, had a lot of medical things happen to me over the last couple of years, really 5 years, because I'm going to go into this a little bit, and this is actually kind of boring, and if you just want to tune out, that's fine. But around November of 2020, I ended up catching what everybody thinks is fake. And whatever that was, just about put me in my grave. I came out of it. I kept it for 2 more months, at least I thought I did. And then I started getting a cough that I couldn't get rid of. And went to the doctor. They diagnosed me with COPD, but this is a very interesting thing that happened. So, I'm not the best person to visit the good old guy, and it's not, again, this tooth is not missing because of anything stupid. I got punched from behind somewhere and never could afford to get my money back. And so, that's the bet. That's why I'm missing my tooth. But anyway, as far as dental go to, never. Hadn't gone to a dentist. I was 12 years old. Well, after I went to the dentist, the cough that all you guys have seen subsided quite a bit. It doesn't mean that the COPD is gone, because I just got over being sick. Okay, I mean, I still have it, but it's not as bad as it was 4 days ago, but it's affecting me. So no, I didn't lose COPD. That did not happen. Okay. So anyway, I still have it. I'm just not coughing as much. So anyway, today I've lost 4 pounds because I also got into eating like ice cream like frickin' every day, a pint of ice cream every day, and that's bad. Especially, and I got diabetes, but it's not like that kind of diabetes. But I really can't be doing it. My numbers are okay for a diabetic, but they're not good. So today, I keep saying I'm going to keep doing it. I'll do one day and quit. I thought, I could probably get down in there and pop out 10 push-ups. Well, I did 10 push-ups, but they were 10 quarter push-ups, not half, not 3/4, quarter. And this is from a guy that's worked out all his life. And as time went by, they got to a point where I couldn't really get back up off the ground. I learned a new way to do it. I can do it. But it's not easy like everybody else. So, I try to tell everybody, make sure you take care of yourself. Be in the best of health. And don't let things slide. Because when I was younger, I was a pretty, what they would call a partier. And I drank beer every day. And I smoked little cigarettes here and there. And not good for you. And I've learned now that paying the price for all that stuff I've done. So if you're smart, you won't do any of it. And they've come to find out that vaping is way worse than frickin' smoking. So the funniest thing that I wanted to go into, this is the last part of this video that I'll do. And I told my girlfriend this when I first met her. And a lot of people don't really believe what I say, but this actually happened. So this is about the same time that I told you my church story when I was 12. So I had a dream around that point. There were no computers. There was no internet. There was none of that. My dream was I was sitting at this desk, and I was young, but I was older. And I was sitting at a desk, and I had like these 2 computers in front of me. And, well, all I know is I was typing. I didn't know anything about computers, but there was a screen, and then there was this, and I was doing it. And you ever get one of those deja vu moments? Well, what happened to me was I like to play video games. I'm one of the pioneers of video game playing, okay? We played Pong, and a little dot that went back and forth. But anyway, so I bought a PC so I could play certain PC games because I bought these games and then they wouldn't play on my mom's old PC and I got stuck and they wouldn't redeem my money. So I bought a computer that will play them, but anything newer, it probably won't. Newer games. So anyway, here I am. I'm playing a game and listening to Greg. And the dream came back to my mind. I went, hey, wait a minute. And that was a dream I had. And then, like I told you, dumb little things that happened to me, that happened, I mean, I know that, yes, the New Orleans Saints winning the Super Bowl is no big thing, but it was something that I thought about when I was probably like 10. And they did. Everything that came out in all those things, premonitions, whatever they were, have happened but one. And I'm not going to bring that up. But that dream was crazy because I last night went, wait a minute. This is a dream. So, there it is. But again, Greg, Nate does tend to switch stuff up a lot. And unless he's talking about prepping itself or talking about wars that are current, the skits and stuff I don't really care about. Gerald Celente I could care less about. I mean, he's an okay guy and all. I know who he is. But if I wanted to listen about business, I'd go somewhere else. So, there's that. There's a lot of things I'd love to say on here that I won't. Because I don't want to, push the wrong button and then the next thing you know, because they go, oh, Greg could get in trouble if this was all legit. Blah, blah, blah. No. Those are radio frequencies that are available VHF that you can actually pick up yourself. But what I'm trying to say is, if you had, say, an old radio from the, whatever it is, from the military, you actually owned one, and then you started talking to those guys, well, that is illegal. Although, way back, my father had an old two-way VH radio, and these guys, because there was a fort by where we lived, it's gone now, and there were these planes flying over, and me, a kid, keyed the mic and said, "Hey, if you can hear me up there, blah, 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 blah," and the guy said it back. So he heard me. Because they were probably only 500 feet up, and I was right underneath them. So it was kind of funny because the guy did hear me. But anyway, that's all that. Anyway, like Greg says, the 3 Ps, was it prep, pray, and some other thing? And, just do what you can. And I'm like this other person who said this yesterday. If something came on the radio today and said, "Oh, hey, look, this is going down, blah, blah, blah," do you think I'd just grab my little backpack and take off today? No. Best prepping place for anybody is at home. Until you have to leave your home. Then you have to go about all that other stuff. Am I fairly set up at home? Yeah. Enough to get us by anyway. And a lot of people aren't. They don't even have a dumb little generator. Or they don't even have something stupid like this. This got me out of a pinch about 2 months ago. Batteries in newer cars are not that great because they run a lot of power. So my car died, I had no jumper. And I used this. It comes with this. I didn't think it would start my car. It did. And ever since, I've been fine. Anything, any little dumb thing that you think can help you along is okay to have if you think you need it. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of room for everything, so I can't have everything I'd like to have. I was watching what Greg did, and I told my girlfriend, he said, "You see what this guy's doing here? This is what I used to do. Back in the early 2000s, I did graphs, I did other things, I had all this laid out. It was, not professional, but a lot better than just talking on the phone. And, and again, I'm not patting myself on the back for that, but I had 400 to 500 subscribers then. And that's pretty good for just some ordinary old guy online. You know what I mean? Because now you're getting this viral crap. See, I can see this myself. I'm getting there. But the things today that are viral, tutu, fam, burger. That's what gets all the views. Stupid stuff. Well, anyway, and one of the things I did drift off of, I really don't even watch, oh God, what's the kid's name anymore? 23andMe, Josh. I don't even watch him anymore. I got into him for quite a while, but then everything began to change, and all the guys he's interviewed have gone to jail, except for maybe 2. I'll mention him. K-Frog. He's the only guy that's really still doing good. The other guy, I'm not putting your name in my mouth. I'm just saying that you did good. A couple of others, and there's another guy who disappeared who came back, and he's okay. But his channels are all about the same stuff. All the rest of them, don't watch them. Every one of them has fallen back into the same thing. Anyway, my friends, I might cut back with another video probably tomorrow. It's the boy's birthday today. 2 years old. And I'll get back to you later. Peace. I'll be seeing you.